Hello, everyone, and welcome to the end of the week. Surprise! Impromptu speaking. I always like to do this in the last half of the semester because you've now got some speeches under your belt. You're starting to sort of understand the structure and how it's supposed to go with the speech template. And so now what I want to do is introduce this idea of impromptu speaking where you speak with limited preparation. So I'm just going to very briefly walk you through what is impromptu speaking. I'm going to walk you through ways to do it, and then you're actually going to turn in an impromptu speech this week, okay? So you need to make sure that you leave yourself some time to do this. So here we go. Very quickly, impromptu what-y? Impromptu speaking means speaking with little to no notice. It means you've got limited prep time. This is not one of those things where you're not told weeks in advance that you're going to be speaking or even what on. This is one of those times where you're in the meeting, the department meeting or whatever, and the boss is in town or something like that, or your boss's boss is in town and they're in the meeting and your boss is like, "Hey, why don't you talk about that thing that you've been doing?" And you're like, "What? Oh, I didn't think I was going to be speaking in this meeting. I was just trying to stay under the radar, but okay, here we go." Sometimes you literally have 0 seconds to prepare. If you're in that meeting and you've got 0 seconds to prepare, you then have to talk without time to prepare. Maybe you're at the wedding and it's the reception and the person who was supposed to give the toast has had way too much to drink. And because you know the two folks getting married, they come up to you and they go, "Hey, would you please do a toast? The other person is way too inebriated to speak in public. Could you do this?" And you're like, and they go, "We'd like you to go in like 10 minutes. Oh crap! I've got 10 minutes to write a toast. It's happened more times to me. Not the drunk speech, and you have to fill in for the person, but where someone asks a question or someone says, "Oh, hey, could you speak on this?" Or, "Oh, hey, you know something about this?" Or, "Oh, hey, don't you do this?" And you're like, "Okay, here we go." So, folks, you will have to speak impromptu if at some point, if you haven't already. In fact, I think of a job interview as an impromptu speech. You can have an idea of what's going to be asked. You can have an idea of what's going on in there, but they're going to ask you a question. If you could be any piece of fruit, what piece of fruit would you be and why? And they're on the spot. You have to give an impromptu speech. So this is really valuable. This is really good to do. So what we're going to do is this. I'm going to walk you through some things to consider very quickly, and then I'm going to talk to you about your assignment, okay? So things to consider. First and foremost, compose yourself, folks, okay? You have to not freak out. First of all, if you're at the wedding and they ask you to do it, you can say no, or you can say yes and stay calm, all right? Stay calm. The trick to managing some of this, I find, is speak more slowly than you normally would. If I'm in that meeting and the boss asks me to say something on something, one of the first things I need to do is speak more slowly than I normally would. That's going to give my brain time to do something else while my mouth is saying, "Oh, yeah, I can talk on that. You bet." Let me begin by saying, that you don't want to do the Michael Scott from The Office thing where you're like, "Sure, I could speak on things like that because I work here and have for a while." No, you don't buy yourself time. You just speak more slowly than you normally would, okay? Focus on what your purpose is. If your purpose is to give an update on something, update. You don't have to begin in the department meeting with 407 years ago we started this project. Actually, that might be hilarious. I don't know. Maybe you should do that. I don't know. But think about your purpose. What's the purpose? Why have I been asked to do this? What's the purpose of me saying it? Fulfill it and shut up. Like, that's impromptu, okay? Fulfill it and stop talking. If I'm in the job interview and they ask me, "What color fruit should I be?" or "Would I be and why?" What's the purpose? They're testing the ability for me to think on my feet. They're looking for me to talk about something about myself, link it to the organization that I'm applying for. And so that's my purpose. My purpose is not to be funny or entertaining in the job interview because that's not, if I happen to be while fulfilling the purpose, okay, but that's not the purpose. Makes sense? So think about your purpose and then always relate the subject to what you know and have experienced. Speak from your experience. Do not, at the wedding reception, be like, oh crap, I need to go interview 5 people to get good things to say about them. If you've been asked, talk from your experience, okay? Talk from your experience. Or if you know the audience has all sort of a similar interest, then reference that. If you've got a room full of parents, talk about that. If you've got a room full of financial people or investors, and that's what you know about them, reference that. Keep it simple, folks. Impromptu speaking is actually very simple. And people tend to get really freaked out about it, but keep it simple. Keep it short, keep it simple. And then organize your talk. Rely on the template. It really does help. Have an introduction, have a middle, have a conclusion. So even if you're in the job interview and they say, so hey, if you could be any animal on the face of the planet, what animal would you be and why? You can go, introduction. That's really an interesting question. I've never thought of myself as an animal, but if I had to pick, I would pick and you go. What animal do you know, first of all? If you don't even know what a lemur looks like, don't say lemur, okay? Go with an animal that you know. If you're a cat person, talk about cats. If you're a dog person, talk about dogs. If you're someone, if the idea of a cheetah automatically pops into your brain, go, I was thinking about cheetah, but I really think, limit it to your experience. All I know about cheetahs is they're fast and they hunt. That's all I know. And now maybe I could link that to why I would be that. Like, I would like to be fast at what I do. Keep yourself in the realm of your experience, okay? Use the template. It doesn't have to be as rigid, but introduce it, give a couple of points, and say, and so at the end, and so that's what I would be. I would be, a golden retriever because of I feel like I'm intelligent and I feel like I'm loyal. And that is it. Don't ramble, keep it brief, cover only 2 or 3 main points. And one of the things I like to do is if I've got 5 or 10 minutes to prepare, I prepare a beginning and ending sentence just so I know. If you're in the moment, if I'm in the meeting or I'm in the job interview, I can't be like, excuse me, I need 10 minutes to prepare an answer to this. No, I have to go right away. But if I've got time, I like to create a beginning and ending sentence because that allows me to know how I'm going to start and know how I'm going to end. It really keeps me from rambling if I know how I'm going to end. Okay? So, folks, keep this stuff in mind as you're doing your impromptu speech. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to watch the screencast, and then you're going to head over to D2L, which is what I'm going to do. You're going to head over to D2L, and in D2L, you are going to, at the bottom of week 7, you can click on the quiz, and it'll open it up. Now, these directions will look slightly different in your view than they look right now, but at the bottom of week 7, you can click and go over to the quiz, or you can go over to, I think it's called Activities, and then quizzes are down there if you want to do it that way as well, okay? So I have these directions here for you all laid out in step-by-step form so you can know what to do, all right? So you're going to go in, you're going to click on the quiz, it's going to open it up, you'll see these directions, and there'll be a button that says Start or Start Quiz. When you click that, you have 60 minutes, all right? You have 1 hour, and what it's going to do is it's going to pull up a random topic for you, and that's your topic, okay? You will prepare a 1 to 3 minute speech, and so that's pretty short, on that topic, okay? So I'll walk you through preparation here, all right? Get pen and paper ready. Have the Connect site opened up, all right? Make sure your video recording equipment is all ready to go. Folks, the trick here is it's impromptu, and it's quick. You have to read the topic, prepare, and then record, and then upload your speech in 1 hour, okay? So do not take the full hour to prepare and record. Do a quick prep, do a quick recording, and do it. The good news is you do not need audience members for an impromptu speech. It's you in a room, okay? The topic is absolutely randomized, so everyone gets a different topic. It's based on your opinions. There's no research needed, okay? The recorded speaking time should be between 1 and 3 minutes. So it's a short speech. If you're at 1 minute, great, that's fine, okay? Make sure you get to 1 minute though, all right? And then format, same as always, introduction, body, conclusion. Make sure that I can see you whenever you record it, okay? And here's what you do. You will click Start Quiz. It will pull up the topic. You're going to write down your thoughts in response to it. You're going to get yourself a speech together, go back, organize it, okay? And then what you do is you click Submit. All I need to see is when you opened it, all right? When you opened it, that started the time, okay? Click Submit, all right? When you're done getting the topic, then record your speech, okay? Record your speech, make sure it works, and then upload it to Connect, all right? So all I will do is I will compare the timestamp of when you open the quiz with when the video was uploaded, and if it's within an hour, you're good to go, okay? You have 60 minutes total from the time you start the quiz to prepare, deliver, record, and upload the speech, okay? Be sure to allow 4 to 5 minutes for the speech to upload or render correctly, all right? If the video spools for a long time, take a screenshot, help me side with you on that. And then if that's not working, use WeTransfer, okay? All the information is right here, folks. I do want to say this. Do not be alarmed when the quiz or D2L gradebook says you earned a 0, okay? It will say that. I will have to go in and manually grade the speeches, okay? So presenting on the spot is extremely valuable, folks. Take what we're doing in here and applying it to a different context, okay? Will help you get better at it, all right? I look forward to your impromptu speeches. I will see you